So here we are, where we left off last time. Because as you probably remember, if you watched the video, that the last video ended with me walking up steps up that hill in the Giant Springs Park. Essentially, this little picnic area that I'm riding through is just right across that Giant Springs Road from that park. There are some disadvantages to this day that I'm doing this ride. There's quite a bit of smoke in the air for one thing. And it actually works out in my favor because there really isn't that very many people walking and riding about. I mean, on this ride, I don't encounter that many. Even in this case, where I'm actually able to loop around some folks who have just stopped to look over something and get to the other side of their vehicle here. The other disadvantage to the day was how windy it actually was. So I am going to be restricting the audio a little bit more than I usually do because of the amount of wind and the amount of packing I'm actually doing. For some reason, I did not feel as in great of shape that I usually am. It's probably not because I'm in such poor shape. It's just that when I was kind of surveying this path, I was going directly against the wind, and this path does have its share of hills, inclines and declines. Fortunately, on this path there are outhouses, like the one that's just on the left-hand side. Coming up, now just passing one of the several outhouses that are actually on this path. Now, I mentioned before that while doing this ride, that wasn't really going to stop to read over anything, or, for the most part. I guess I should have, because we got a platform kind of explaining this little site. Silver Salter. Just something kind of neat to see on the way to where we're going today. But as you can see, this trail doesn't really hug that close to the river. My original intention when doing this ride was actually to go along the Giant Springs Road, which does hug the trail and it goes underneath the bridge. But the problem with that road is that it really doesn't have a shoulder. I would actually be riding on the road, and there's a certain amount of traffic that goes down that road. The fortunate thing about the road is that it's only 25 miles an hour if people follow the speed limit, and they would be able to, see and pass me up carefully, whatever. But it's a certain amount of riding stress, especially while I'm doing the filming, that I didn't really want to deal with. So I went ahead and chose the bike path. Well, the bike path, as you can see, really doesn't hug the river too well, and it's pretty much set aside, between these points. You can see the river right there. It's kind of behind the hills there. This is actually the first person and only person that I ran into while traversing this trail, and so it was actually kind of a slower day, and it is because of all the smoke that was in the skies. And this kind of neat little bridge says "Pass with care" on it for people who are on bikes and are walking the path. Yeah, this path does have its share of ups and downs. When I'm not filming, when I'm just riding the thing, it's not too bad because I can switch between gears and be able to do this without stopping. There are going to be a couple of stops. I believe that platform just mentions about hidden falls right there. And here we are getting a little bit closer to the river. It's saying caution, mentioned about a tunnel that's directly ahead, just around this corner. So I slow down to quite a crawl here. The tunnel that we're going to be entering into, you see the bridge off to the left-hand side there. It's railroad tracks, and the purpose of the tunnel is to actually just go underneath, those railroad tracks here. I'm kind of surprised that there's not a lot of signage saying no trespassing. For the railroad, because I can see where it would be kind of tempting to go over that bridge, like on a dare. Alright, and here the riding gets a little bit rough. And as I come out of the tunnel, the wind starts increasing. They've got a nice shot of the bridge as well. Would have been the nicest shot if I would have went the other road, of course. And here we've got the second dam, and it's called the Rainbow Dam. Hence the title of this video. It's at this point I hop off of the bike and decided to walk it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up. So while I'm actually on bike, I'm probably not doing very much faster than 8 miles per hour. It's not, I don't spend very much time trying to speed through where I'm going, and it's mainly because I'm filming. My normal speed, relaxed speed, when doing biking usually ends up being between 10 to 12 miles per hour. I'm not into doing any of the racing around on roads like I used to when I was younger. Following the speed limit's about 25 miles per hour in our little small town, where 25 was the actual speed limit. So in a sense, when I was in town, I would race cars while riding from place to place. Of course, I'm about 80 more pounds than I was when I was younger, and about 3 times my age. Okay, so time to hop back on the bike. It's in a decline here, and the incline's slightly up there, but I will be going at a pretty good clip here. Kind of speed myself up so I can make it up this hill. Slight hill, not very much of an incline. There's a little stand there to show that we are still on the River's Edge Trail, which I still believe is incorrectly named. It really takes us away from the River's Edge on this part of the trail. So let's go ahead and take a look at near the scenic overlook for the Rainbow Dam over here. Yeah, if you Google Rainbow Dam and then bring up the images, you will see a lot of images showing how majestic these falls can actually be. And it's just not very evident when the water is actually this low. Now next week they're supposed to be opening up the dams a little bit. Not incredibly, but just opening them up, and so I'm hoping that these water throughways will have quite a bit more water in them, and that the falls will be a little bit more evident. Yeah. Also, what we got here is just a little bit lower down the road. This is kind of a closer shot of the side of the Rainbow Dam area. So that concludes mile 7. I hope everybody has a good day, and I'll talk with you all later.